Hello, good morning to you this morning. My name is Ayodele-Bamisaiye of Dexteritas Professional Corporation, and it's my pleasure to be here with you this Friday morning. It's Finance Friday once again, where I talk about all things personal finance and enterprise. And it's with pleasure that I do this every Friday morning. Yeah, I know I do not have an event set up on my LinkedIn. I guess that's something I need to fix. But the goal is to share my thoughts as far as these subjects are concerned on a consistent basis. Therefore, everybody has a fair idea of where I'm at, and of course, another opportunity to make a difference for somebody who finds value in this kind of information. So, what do I have for you this morning? All month of April, we've been talking about margin and building margin into personal finance. Um, by the way, this is tax season about to wrap up. April 30 is the deadline for personal tax returns to be filed for employees. June 15 for sole proprietors and business owners. However, if you know you will have a tax liability April 30, 2026, i.e., next week Thursday, i.e., 6 days away from today, is the day that you're expected to have settled that tax bill. And I'm talking about that because taxation is a part of your personal finances in Canada, a critical component. So, if for any reason you are not sure about that, I just laid it bare and made it clear. That's one. Two, if for any reason you don't have any idea how you are going to get your tax returns filed, and your family income is $50,000 or less, whether you're single or married or with a partner, as the case may be, my friends at the Financial Empowerment Initiative are more than excited to help you get those tax returns filed. Yes, we have physical locations at the Calgary Full Gospel Church, just downtown Calgary, as well as at the Africa Center in Edmonton. Both facilities run on Thursdays. However, in Calgary, this in-person service is on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thursday, April 30 will be the last of them. And from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And in Edmonton on Thursdays and Fridays, Thursday next week will also be the last of them. Also from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. We are always excited to help you get those tax returns filed. We've had the opportunity to file a bunch of multi-year returns this year, 4 years, 7 years, 10 years. It's just a pleasure to be able to help people catch up and then begin to be back in the society, contributing and benefiting from the social system that has been created here. So that's where my friends at the FBI are. Now, I know April is not over yet, but I'm talking about Founders Lounge for the month of May. Why? Because this one is different. Startup Court is putting Founders Lounge together in the month of May as a startup simulation night. So if you are somebody who's always been like, oh, if I started a business, I'm going to kill it. I know exactly what to do. But you don't run a business and you have never tested that inclination. Well, May 21 isn't a bad day to come and show us those chops, because we are going to be running startup simulations using Plain Lean, where you're going to be making real life in time decisions and seeing the consequences of your actions as you take them. So we're going to have 10 tables set out. We have the platform, East Annex, doors open at 5:30, gameplay starts at 6 p.m. The goal is simple: startup education for as many of us that are interested in this kind of matter. So if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, a tech founder, and you're thinking about what it looks like when those big decisions start to roll in, come join us at the platform on the 21st of May from 5:30 p.m. It will be an amazing time. Craig Elias is leading the session, and a bunch of volunteers are supporting him to facilitate the various tables. So no panel, no speaker. We are going to let the simulation do the talking. So see you there on the 21st of May 2026. Now, what's the subject matter for the day? I've been talking about financial margin all month long, and we've looked at, okay, what are the causes. Last week in particular, we talked about 4 or 5 things that will typically contribute to that feeling of stress, that feeling of pressure, one of which is fixed payments. Plenty of fixed payments, which is how I ended up bringing up the death by 1,000 cuts short. So if you want more information about that, you can check that out on my YouTube channel, or on my LinkedIn page, as the case may be. However, today we are looking at, okay, how do we fix this? We've diagnosed it, we've addressed it, we've pointed to factors that could cause it, but we want to be able to fix this, right? So this is how we fix it. And really, it's simple. It's a 2-part process. 1, there's a structure to put in place. 2, there's a bunch of actions that you need to take. And when I say bunch, I don't mean like 10 things, maybe like 3 to 5 things that you need to do, right? And if you go through these 2 parts, you put yourself in a position where you start to build the margin that allows you to breathe. Now, the first of these 2 things is you need to build a structure. Yes, I know I keep talking about structures and systems. The reason is because structures and systems don't need your opinion. They just need you to put them in place and carry and do the work. If the work is done and the processes are executed, the results will come. It is almost guaranteed. So the first thing you need to do is put a structure in place for your finances. What structure am I talking about? Well, you remember the one I mentioned earlier, the 5-account wealth system, where your money comes into one account and then you divvy it up into all the components that support your life. So you have a bank account for your operations, you have a bank account for your tax bill. If you're a business owner, yes, that's a very important one. Statutory deductions, GST, and income tax. Then you have a bank account for protection. That's where you are making sure that whether you have a term life or a permanent life insurance policy, you are funding that and you are ensuring that it is well funded. And then definitely you have an account for investments, because the only way that your savings become valuable is when you put them to work and they grow. So if everything is in one account, it is always going to feel urgent. Why? Because when the money comes in, everybody's asking for their share. However, if the money comes in and everything has a job, you don't have to worry, because you divvy up money into the various components and boom, everything goes where it should go and you're not stressing over it. But if it's all in one account and everything is hitting that one account, you don't have a clear view, you don't have a clear picture, and then you struggle and then you start to feel that pressure. You get it? You get it? So create a structure. That's the first step. Now, what's the second step in building margin? There are 3 moves you need to make. Number 1, you need to create space. How do you create space? You release the pressure. How do you release the pressure? Take a look at your fixed payments and knock out the non-essentials. Yes, I'm not asking you to kill fun money, but for a season, you have to say, okay, what is important to me and what is not? You cannot have 10 priorities. In fact, you cannot have 3 priorities. If you're going to be serious, you have priority 1, numero uno, number 1, the one thing, the most important thing. So sit down and take a look at where your money is going, and anything that is a non-essential, right? Either you turn it off or you scale it back. And let's see how much money you save in that process. Let's see how much margin you create by taking that one singular action. Now, what's the next thing that you need to do? You got to control the flow, right? You're working, you're getting paid, whether it's every 2 weeks or every 15 days or every month, as the case may be, you are working and you're getting paid. So I need you to control the flow. So stop reacting to money. Don't go to the mall on payday or the day after payday. Don't head out. Don't have a night on the town on the Friday that you get paid. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but what I mean is don't react to money. Don't let your mood be determined by how much money is in the bank. Hello? Yeah, don't. It doesn't have to be that way. So, how should it be? Let the money go through the system that you have created. So that way you know that, okay, if what I need as operating funds is $3,000 every month or every 2 weeks, as this case may be, when your salary comes in, allocate the $3,000 accordingly to operations, and then divvy up the rest accordingly, and let the system do its job. So that way you are perpetually even keeled, unless something really, really unusual happens, something really, really outlandish happens. You're cool, you're calm, because you know how much is coming in, you know how much is going out, you know where it's all going out from. What that does is that it stabilizes your personal financial system. You are zen, and that is a good thing. Because once you are stable, you are able to think. Once you are stable, you are able to make decisions. Once you are stable, you are able to act rationally. So what's the next thing you need to do? Fund your protection first. You need to prioritize protection, because whether you like it or not, you've built a certain life to this point. Irrespective of where it's at, you have built something. That thing you have built, you need to protect it. Unless you don't have any income, then we need to go start from earning capacity. But once you have some income, you have money and you are building something. That thing you're building, you need to protect it. And that's why you need to prioritize an emergency fund or protection account, as well as some form of life insurance. What that does for you is that if anything goes sideways, the people that love you do not have to worry about your well-being. They do not have to worry about what happens to the things in your life, because your instructions are clear and there's funding to ensure that you are taken care of. So, this is what I want you to know. Margin is not what's left over. It's what you build on purpose, right? So you build margin intentionally. That's how you build margin. So think about it. You need to create the structure and then take intentional action. Those two things come together to create the breathing room that you need. And when you have breathing room in your finances, there's space for you to make moves, do things, and get things done. So, the answers to your situation may be more income, but most likely it's not. Most likely it's creating a system that captures the value that you are creating every day already. So before you go chasing more income, because guess what? Drinking out of a fire hose doesn't mean you are going to be satisfied. It just means that there's a lot coming at you at once. So first things first, create a system that ensures that your finances are going to be well taken care of. Then take action towards that. When that system is in place, you can channel more income to it, and what that does for you is create the wealthy life that you want for yourself. So I've given you at least 2-3 things that you need to do. Take some time over the weekend. If you don't have those accounts set them up. You can do that right from the comfort of your cell phone. And once that is done, take a look at your bank statements over the last little while and spend some time and look at where you can build margin as a result of eliminating essentials. Also look at how you control the flow. And lastly, please protect what you've built, because guess what? It's the protection that keeps you safe when life goes sideways. With that, that's pretty much all I got for you this Friday morning. My name is Ayodele-Bamisaiye of Dexteritas Professional Corporation. It's always a pleasure to come to you every Friday morning to talk about all things enterprise and personal finance. I am doubling down on personal finance this year, as you have noted. But guess what? Tax filing deadline April 30, 2026. Keep your eyes on the prize. If you have a tax bill, settle it by then. If you're an employee, file your tax returns by then. And if you are a business owner, you have till June 15, but don't sleep on it. If you have a tax bill, it needs to be paid by next week, Thursday. That's pretty much all I got for you this morning. Have an excellent day and bye for now.